All right, the top 5, 6, 7 hand tools that everyone should own. This should be in everybody's bag, no matter where. If it's in the garage, in your car, in your kid's playhouse, wherever it's at, you should own all these tools. One. All right, guys. As you guys can see, this is the basic set that I carry all this, a form of all this with me at all times. Anyway, wanted to share hand tools only with an honorable mention, of course, but this stuff can get you through if you have it with you. If you have like a little bag or anything, I have this, Southwire old electrical. This pouch right here, it just sits behind me here, and most of this stuff, a form of it's in here, just because I can just grab it and go. No big deal. But this, you don't need this. I like this, like a pouch like this, because I can easily put a belt through it and then actually carry it with me if I need to use it. Walking around doing whatever I need to do. But something to carry your tools, of course. This stuff right here, you guys, everybody should have a 11-in-1 screwdriver. This is Klein's. These aren't all top of the line, but some of these are. Knipex and Klein are pretty high up there as far as, I'd say, hand tool manufacturers go. Highly recommend you guys get yourself an 11-in-1. I know everybody has a screwdriver, or at least you should, but 11-in-1, because you can have multiples. Actually, this is not an 11, this is something different. But an 11-in-1 tool, something that you can have, a flathead, a Phillips, and then you got, any kind of other kind of head you want for whatever you're going to use. Now, these are so important. Screwdrivers are so important to me that I would highly recommend you guys get a second one. This is Milwaukee's, I think, 27-in-1. And the reason why I like this one is because you have all the different kind of bits in here. Now, every manufacturer, Knipex, Weehaw, I think everybody makes some version of this tool. This is Milwaukee's, pretty cheap. I think this is like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I'll link in the description, if I can, all these tools down there so you guys can check out pricing wise. Now, I like this one because you have multiple heads. You can do a bunch of things in here as well. Plus, it pulls out, and then you can actually have a 1/4-inch hex. This I use for the bonus tool that I'm going to show you at the end. But obviously, this is nice to be able to pop it in like that. You have an extended reach, and it's very nice. I absolutely love tools like this. Now, this is my spare. I do have a Klein and a Knipex, I believe, version of that one here that I use more regularly than this. But having multiple screwdrivers, I'll lose this. I absolutely lose this tool all the time. That's why I think I have like 7 or 8 of these. And you can see that, I get paint on. I can throw them around. Pretty easy to see because, the yellowish green and then the black, it's pretty easy for handles. I like the high vis red as well. It's easy for me to see. Now, going into something else, highly recommend you guys get some sort of pliers. Now, these are my favorites. These are Knipex. These are wire strippers, but I like the fat head. The fat head on the front, if you're doing any kind of electrical work, you want to grab anything, you want something to be able to grab the material, grab something. I absolutely like the fat head over something smaller. If you only had to buy one set, you might want to go with the needle nose version of it. But if you can afford multiple sets, these are not cheap tools. Knipex makes fantastic, dare I say, top of the line tool, hand tool manufacturer. Highly recommend you guys get something as far as stripping wire. You're gonna eventually need to strip something as far as wire, whether it's, speaker wire, I don't know, lamp cord, whatever it is. Of course, Romex and electrical wires too. And just having pliers, being able to grab something to hold it while you untwist something. Highly recommend you guys take that into consideration for a tool that you have in your bag. I have multiples of these. I have multiple needle nose pliers. Eventually, you're going to need them, and you should have them. If you don't have them, I highly recommend you guys take a look at them. Now, a key set, a Allen key set, something like this is Klein's version. It's pretty large, but you can go get Hart. You go to Walmart and buy something cheaper. But putting anything together as far as faucets, any kind of electrical trinkets or anything like that. Sometimes they have Allen keys, and sometimes they don't come with the correct key set, or it's not long enough. Highly recommend you guys invest in some sort of T-handle, an Allen key set. This is a little larger because it's a professional grade. This is Klein, but something along those lines. I know Husky makes them at Home Depot. You can go grab them super cheap, you guys, but get something along those lines, because I run into it weekly where I'm going to need something to put, I'm putting something together for a fixture. I'm putting, a faucet together, trying to undo something. Doorknobs, you're going to need, if you're putting together doorknobs, your doorknob's loose, you're going to need to take that initial cover off, and if it doesn't just pry off with a screwdriver, it's going to be some sort of Allen key. That is, enough said with this one. I have multiples of these. Like, I think I have 6 or 7 sets, not all Kleins, of course, and Milwaukee's, and I think I have maybe Knipex, one of Knipex's as well. but having a set of these in readily available for you is immensely important, just because I've had to leave and go and buy something just because I didn't have the correct size of an Allen key. It's very frustrating. Knipex makes these Cobra pliers. Any kind of adjustable wrench, I would highly recommend you guys get. Now this one, these are, I would say, great. Top of the line, Knipex. Again, Knipex makes great hand tools. Now these are not cheap, but if you wanted to go grab something for, channel locks, whatever you want to do, like those aren't cheap as well, but they're definitely less expensive than Knipex. These are German made. Highly recommend you guys, because these ones I have like 3 or 4 sets of these. Whatever it is, piping, I mean, anything you want to hold on to, and they make different kinds, different sizes and everything, and then it's super easy adjustable. If you guys don't have a set of channel locks, Knipex pliers, these Cobras are fantastic. Highly recommend them, you guys. Now, I'm a stickler because I went into the cable industry. Diagonal cutters are my weak point. I think I have 15 sets of diagonal cutters. These by far are my favorites. Knipex makes these ones. I have multiple versions of these ones as well. But diagonal cutters, because you're going to need to cut everything, period. You're going to need to cut everything, and we're going to get in, obviously, knives and stuff too. But having something like this, you can cut Romex, cut cable, cut whatever you need to, cut zip ties off of a present for your kid on their birthday. You can use a knife, but having diagonal cutters, just snapping them, that's a lot safer than actually trying to cut something away from you, and then who knows what can happen after that. Diagonal cutters are a staple in every tool bag. I keep these in my go bag with not even remotely close to tools in there, but I keep an extra set of diagonal cutters because I use them so often. Again, Knipex makes some great hand tools, and these diagonal cutters are no exception. Okay, hammer. You guys need a hammer. If you don't have, raise your hand. I can't see you, but raise your hand if you don't have a hammer. Get yourself a hammer. This is your DeWalt 22-ounce head. Like these, I think they sell for like 15, 20 bucks. Highly recommend you guys grab some sort of hammer. Even if when I'm working on, brakes, I need to hammer off the bad rotors off you'll need a hammer for something. A hammer stays in my truck at all times just because I need it at all times. Like there's no point in where I'm leaving with my truck that I may not need a hammer, because something might happen. You need something to pry. You need some sort of extra leverage. Of course, hammering nails, all that kind of stuff. Get yourself a hammer. It doesn't have to be expensive. Some of the stuff might break your bank. Some of the stuff might be really easy on your wallet. A hammer is one of them. I also keep a level. This is a Milwaukee's. Now these aren't, this is I think 30 bucks, but this is basically a magnetic level. And the reason why you keep this is I need to prove to myself, see verification for everything. A torpedo level is, now of course you have multiple levels, but a torpedo level is great. Mounting whatever it is, a picture frame, garb on your bar wall that you want to mount, make sure it looks good. Shelving, of course, mounting TVs. You're going to want a level of some sort. It always stays in my bag. I have multiples of torpedo levels, and of course I have multiple regular levels too. These are a staple for me. I lose them all the time, but then I find them. But that's why I have like 3 or 4 of them, because they're absolutely a necessity. And of course, get the earth magnets on them so they stick really well to whatever you're doing as far as metal wise. That way you can use it hands free. Absolutely recommend you guys get a torpedo level. Just, it's just being professional. Mounting, like if you're just a homeowner, you're mounting pictures, you're putting a screw in the wall, you want to make sure that picture's straight, right? So we got to prove to your wife, prove to your husband, hey, boom, it's level, you're good to go. Last but not least, of course, you want to do a knife. Whatever knife you guys have, I like Milwaukee's Fastback. Main reason is because it's a high-vis red. I like the cobalt black ones, but I lose them like 2 days. I think I bought a brand new knife and I lost it in the same day because I think I just overlooked it because it was black. It was all black, and I just, high-vis red, absolutely fantastic. Just I can look at it and like, oh yeah, there's something red. It might be mine. And if you don't have a knife in your vehicle, in your tool bag, you're wrong. I mean, you need to cut open boxes. Like mostly what I use this for, cutting open boxes, cutting open Romex. Mostly just opening things up for my daughter and trying to get rid of trash and stuff like that, breaking down boxes to put into the dump trailer. Having a knife on hand, I have a dozen of these, some sort of cutting, some sort of tool to cut things with. I have over a dozen of them because they need to be everywhere, and I lose them, and then I'll find them and I have to buy some more. And they do go on sale. You might get these like 2 for like 20 bucks or something like that at Home Depot or your local box store. Highly recommend you guys get some sort of knife. It's just what you need. I don't think I'm wrong on any of these tools, you guys. Let me know in the comment section if I'm missing something crazy. Of course, I have multiple more hand tools than this, but just to be able to put all this stuff into a bag and then put it in my truck or anything like that, I think I'm covered for, you know, anything crazy that could come up. Yeah, there's going to be tools that are more efficient out there for certain tasks, but for what it is, like I can get something done. Now, honorable mention, it's not a hand tool. Having all this stuff, like you need some sort of 1/4" hex impact just to be able to drive screws in, small things. You can get 1/4" hex drill bits to be able to do some things around the house. This is a professional grade M12 Surge. And of course, you guys can see this one's been around the block. I actually ran it over on a truck and dragged it off a little bit. I mean, it still works. But having a 1/4" hex impact, especially this one, you don't need this one exactly, but some sort of screw gun, something to keep you not there all day, screwing in whatever you need to, unscrewing something. And of course, we're going back to this, right? So it undoes just like that because you can use it as a screwdriver, and then obviously it pops in just like this, and then now I have access to all of these bits right here, and I can use them to drive in whatever I need to, assembling your wife's, you know, furniture, your kids, whatever it is, or your husband's, whatever it is. It makes your day so much easier when you're able to pull a trigger and get the job done a lot sooner. But that's all I got for you guys on this video. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong with some of these? Am I right with most of these? Because I kind of know I am. I've used all these pretty much on a daily basis. Of course, diagonal cutters, the screwdrivers, all that kind of stuff. We can go into more hand tools for other things, data, high voltage. I've got plenty more tools, but these are the basics of what we need to get by and just get the job done, so you can be out and get on to the next task. So like and subscribe, you guys. We'll see you on the next video. I appreciate it.